it finally happened. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. Before I get into this video, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. After several weeks of teasing, it became official last night on Monday Night Raw. Finn Balor is out of the Judgment Day and is now a full-blown babyface. And now the picture has become much clearer as to what him and Dominic Mysterio will be doing at WrestleMania. And for Finn, this is somebody who's had such an interesting run on the main roster. It started off as good as it possibly can be, with him becoming the first Universal Champion. Unfortunately, he had to give up the title due to injury, and then it got to a point where things got extremely goofy, where we saw that, infamous title match against Roman Reigns, where the ring post just collapsed on him and pretty much kills the demon character, to now where we have been invested into this storyline between characters that are pretty compelling, and Finn has really gotten to a point now where I feel like he's interesting again, and has really gotten to the point to where the fan support is back behind him. Finn is somebody who I think everybody can acknowledge is a really good in-ring competitor. That is something that has been, a staple of his career ever since, even before he joined the WWE. So now we get to the point to where he's in a feud with an interesting character. We have this long-term story that's been brewing, and I think that it's been pretty clear over the last several weeks that Finn has just become a guy who I think from a character standpoint has become much more interesting on his own. I think that this is something that's become organic, something that didn't feel forced. I think that people have been yearning to have a reason to root for Finn Balor, and WWE just hasn't been able to give it to them up until now. And with Dominic Mysterio being probably the perfect heel in the WWE, I think that it makes a lot of sense from a in-ring standpoint. I think the match is a compelling in-ring match, and from a story standpoint, we saw it. Things have just been kind of brewing between him and the Judgment Day. We saw last week him inadvertently costing Dominic Mysterio the Intercontinental Championship. We saw, him and CM Punk have that backstage interaction about him being told by Punk to ditch the Judgment Day. So this is something that has been brewing for a while. And with Liv Morgan being occupied at WrestleMania by Stephanie Zwicker and Dominic Mysterio not having that clear opponent up until yesterday, I think that this works well for both men. And I think heading out of WrestleMania, this is what's going to be the important part. Is I know that a lot of people, they look towards just WrestleMania as the ultimate goal. For me, I kind of look at wrestling in a 365 sense. Let's not just have something done interesting towards WrestleMania season. I want to see something interesting in May, in June, in September. I want 365 interest. I don't think that that's so, an outrageous ask out of the fans, right? So my thing is, what are we going to do with Finn after this feud is wrapped? And I think that that is going to be key as to what his projection is going to be on the main roster. Because if you look at, especially on Monday Night Raw, you got CM Punk as the main babyface. But after that, the babyface roster is pretty thin because Roman Reigns, who is a tweener, is a part-time guy. Seth Rollins, who is going to be a face, he is still injured at this point, but we see him kind of in this feud with the Vision. But after that, there's not really a lot of guys, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be able to position him coming out of this feud, because it feels as if, especially on the Raw side, they need to have that firm number two babyface. And Finn has potentially showed, especially with the reaction that he has gotten and working with somebody like Dominic Mysterio, who is easy to hate, that he has the potential to fill that role. And it's going to be interesting to see how they are going to pull this off coming out of WrestleMania. But for WrestleMania, I think that it makes sense that you have Finn win, because if you want to continue this momentum, Dominic Mysterio has already placed himself in a position where he is on the upper echelon of the Raw scene when it comes to the faces that they are kind of advertising for the show and doing meaningful things. And I think that you want to see Finn be placed in that position as well, just to be that safety net for CM Punk if he ever gets injured, or especially for guys who are trying to put themselves in the main babyface conversation. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What did you think of that angle? Are you upset that Finn is out of the Judgment Day? Are you thinking to yourself, finally, we get to have singles run Finn? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.